Good morning again, everybody. We are so thrilled to have Vonny Fast with us this morning from the beautiful province of Alberta, Calgary. Thanks for getting up a couple hours early for us out there. Let me just introduce Vonny. Vonny is the #1 Cutco closing gift consultant in North America.
Wow.
Yep, she's going to share 3 simple disciplines with us today that she's used for 3 decades.
Yeah.
Especially in a market like this.
Yeah.
To build a thriving business through almost 100% referral. So that's pretty impressive. And she's going to briefly share with us how agents are using Cutco gifts to stay top of mind in a meaningful way with their clients to impact both loyalty and referral business. So welcome again, Vonny. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. This reminds me, thanks, Gina. Lori Roberts, actually, speaking of referral, referred me to Gina and Lindsay, and here I am today. So it's interesting. I was doing a webinar a couple of days ago to exactly the same amount of people. There were 4 agents in the room, and it was one of the most impactful sessions, small but powerful. So I want to dive right in. Thank you for having me. Thanks for being here. You know, with 1,000 other things you could be doing, you know, when the knife gift lady shows up to train, it's going to be a good time. So here's how it's going to go. How I would love to run this is we can open it up for Q&A at the end and pop things in the chat as we go, because I will be kind of taking a look at that. But I want to share my story with you, really, as a fellow business owner and entrepreneur. And I want to share it. By the way, I will talk a little bit about Cutco gifts towards the end, and just gifting in general as a competitive advantage. We'll talk about that. But really, the majority of this time, I want to share my story as a fellow entrepreneur, and I want to share it in the form of 3 simple disciplines that you guys can use right now, that I tripled down on in markets like this, but that I've used throughout my entire career. 3 simple disciplines that you can use to deepen and strengthen your client relationships so that you can measurably increase repeat and referral business this year. Sound good, you guys? Nod your heads. Cool. Because yes, I sell knives, I sell Cutco gifts, but I see my real business is client loyalty and referrals. Everything that I do in this industry to serve my realtor, everything that I do, from getting you memorable gifts that have an impact beyond the transaction to sharing my story, sharing my tips and skill sets around referrals and things, everything that I do is in service to helping you guys build a kick butt repeat and referral business that I've been blessed to be able to do. And why should you listen to me? I'm not a realtor, but you know, my business is actually really similar to yours. I just sell different things. It's same. I've actually very similar business models. And I started selling Cutco. I don't, has anyone heard of Cutco? Okay. I started selling Cutco 30 years ago. Yeah. When I was 5, they gave me a bag of knives and they said, good luck, don't cut yourself. And I'm just kidding. The only true part of that story is that they gave me a bag of knives, but I was 18 and I had 3 days of training. And I remember I said to you, my business was similar to yours. There's one key difference between yours and mine. And still to this day, there's restrictions for us. We as Cutco reps were not allowed to build our database or market ourselves or build our business in any other way other than through referral. So I sat down, as I had to, it was the only way. By the way, there was no social media at the time. I wasn't even allowed a website, no cold calling allowed, no door knocking allowed, only through referral, no Facebook ads, no Zillow. I want you to imagine a world in real estate where you had no Zillow, no Facebook ads, no social media, no website, no door knocking allowed, no farming like that, no cold calling, no Facebook ads, no paying for leads. I've never paid for a lead or placed an ad in my life. But so referral was the only way. And so I wrote a list of my sphere, 75 people, I think it was, on that, friends of friends, family, friends, everybody I knew. And I called them up. I said, can I show you this presentation? I educated them, much like you do. You sit down, listing and buying presentation at their kitchen table. That's what I did. And I learned how to ask for referrals every single time. Now, I think being able to do your business in other ways, like you can build your database in all those ways that I mentioned, right? Open houses, you got all these other avenues. But I think because sometimes we have all these other ways to build our database, you don't necessarily have to focus solely on referral like I did, right? but I'm willing to bet that if I gave you a referral today, you would take that piece of business over anything you could buy. Does that, right? We all want more referrals. We all want an insane amount of referrals and repeat business, don't we? Abundance in that area. That comes from abundant focus on relationships, and sprinkle in a little skill set stuff that I'm going to teach you here today, and you're rocking. But it really does start with a mindset that I want to show you here. This is foundational to my whole message. Is, by the way, I ended up that first 15 years building my database to 3,000 clients, almost 100% through referral when I did in-home sales and service, and transitioned that skill to building the business, a Cutco Closing Gifts brand here in Canada, and now support over 5,000 realtors and mortgage brokers with their gifts, along with a few colleagues. So if you believe business is about relationships, which I do, make building them your business. That's as simple as it gets, for me anyway. It's what I believe. And I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned as a business owner, did you guys know it costs 5 times more to acquire a client than to keep a client? And I know we have to market. We got to get ourselves out there. This, for me, is a form of getting myself out there, I guess, right? And marketing and building relationships and getting the word out. You got to do those things for sure. But when I look at the lifetime value of a client, did you know the lifetime value of a client is $165,000 Canadian? 7 to 8 transactions is the average client can give you. The average agent captures 1.5 of those transactions. So what if we could get more from what we already have? Now, for those of you that are new in the business, if you're new, the relationships that I'm going to suggest you focus on are your sphere, your inner circle, your people, your friends of friends. Okay, so that's what we're focusing on. This is my greatest business lesson, I think, of all time. Loyalty is the number one thing we could ever ask for. And our best referrals come from our most loyal clients, don't they? Loyalty is the number one competitive advantage, and generosity is the most powerful tool, I believe, to unlock loyalty and referrals. Now, what do I mean by generosity? What I mean is giving without expectation or attachment to return. And I don't mean boundaryless giving, but I mean giving without expectation or attachment to how that shows up and comes back to you. Ironically, when you give without attachment, things come back tenfold in my experience. Now, generosity doesn't necessarily mean monetary all the time. It can mean a lot of things. It can mean giving time, value, attention, sharing your story. It can mean giving value, giving gifts. It can mean a lot of different things, right? But I think the number one thing and the way to be generous, and this is my number one discipline, is to reach out and engage. Reach out generously with our time and attention to our past clients, our sphere, our strategic partners. We know to do this. We know to reach out and follow. What if we thought about reaching out as a generous, creating space for meaningful engagement versus I got to follow up with my clients. I don't feel like it. Right? What if we thought about reaching out as this form of generosity? Because it really can be. My goal every day as a business owner is to reach out proactively to about 5 to 10 of my clients, my sphere, my strategic partners, and check in with them. Text, call, video, right? More conversations. We're in the people business. We have to remember that. You know, you treat your clients like gold, your sphere like gold, you keep showing up in their lives and pouring into them, they will come back to you. You will create engagement and opportunities and space for referrals to come your way as well. Let me tell you a quick story. So actually, I'm going to go out of my slides for a second because I want to see you guys. I want to see you. So I'm going to stop my share. Oh, no videos there. But if you have a chance to put your hand up or whatever, thank you, Kelly. You're so great. You're so great. Okay. So has anyone ever experienced call reluctance? Like you're like, I should check in with these people, but right, you all have that. We don't feel like it. We're not in the mood. I want to tell you a story. When COVID hit, I didn't know what to do. How many of you were in the business when COVID hit? Even if you're off video, just do a hand or a, okay, great. So extreme amounts of uncertainty in the beginning. None of us knew. We were all stuck at home, wondering whether we had a job, wondering if we were ever going to sell a house again. Right? What was going to happen? And during that time, I remember in the first couple of weeks, I was like, you know what? All I know here in all this self-doubt and relationships are everything and connection is key. So in the heart of the first lockdown, I printed off my database. Now your database might be this small, and that's fine. It's okay. Mine was 1,500 realtors that I've served and mortgage brokers over the last 15 years. And I just started calling them and texting them and sending videos from the top down. And the goal was meaningful engagement. And it wasn't scripted. It wasn't super thought out even. It was just thoughtful. And it reminded me to show up and be real with people. When you're authentic, you have no competition. Just show up. You don't have to know what to say necessarily. Although if you want a reason, if it's the reason it's sometimes awkward when you call people is because you don't have a reason to call. So create the reason, like, hey, I'm checking in with all my clients right now. I was thinking of you today. Lots has changed in the market with the rates. Do you have any questions? Do you have any friends or family that's been talking about real estate and has questions that I can support? Or do they need an introduction to a mortgage broker that can help them? You know, you just ask for referrals in a beautifully service-oriented way. I got to someone on my list and I actually looked at her name, swear to God, and I went like this. I went, she hasn't ordered gifts in a long time. Is she going to think I'm just trying to sell her something? Bothering her? I did the whole thing like, oh, you know, oh. And then I questioned myself on the whole thing. I'm like, should I even be calling people right now? Like, do they really want to hear from their knife girl? Do they really want to hear from their realtor? The answer is yes. Just shut up. I told myself to shut up, Vonny. It's not about you. And I had this mantra the whole time I did this: shut up and serve, shut up and serve, show up and show care. It's not about you. Just show up and pour into people. And that tripling down on my database has continued to this day. And it's one of the reasons my business has tripled in the last 3 years. And I already had a strong business before that. So I'm going to show you. Now, you know, it's interesting. I noticed my results. Of course, the market went crazy after a few months, right? But I noticed a big correlation between the people I had contacted and the gift orders that were coming in from those people. More correlation to that. If I told you for every 10 calls you made, you were going to get one deal or one referral, you couldn't make those calls fast enough. But the thing is, it doesn't always happen in the short term. Sometimes it does, but we have to detach from the outcome. We have to just do the result or do the activities consistently. And sometimes it can be simple. Now I'm showing up in my workout shirt with my, okay, here's a video I sent to a client as an example last
Johnny, hey, I just left your lovely wife a voicemail and I thought I'd shoot you a video. Just thinking of you guys. I hope you're doing good. Happy Friday of a long weekend. No need to return my call today or anything like that. I just wanted to, it's obviously way too late. You should be happy houring or barbecuing by now. Hope you're well. How are your gifts going? I want to know. Let me know next week sometime when you have a minute. I asked Diane to do the same. So one of you get back to me, okay? Hope they're going well. Hope you're enjoying your scissors in your own home, and let's keep in touch. But have a wonderful long weekend. Appreciate you both. Talk to you soon.
When you're not sure what to say when you call people or text them or send a video, just start with, hey, I was thinking of you. I just wanted to, number one, I want to check in on you, your house, your family, how you're doing. The market's shifted. And number two, like, thank you. Thank you for choosing me last year, or happy anniversary, or hey, 6 months in your home. Just wanted to see how you guys are settling in. There's, and offer value. Second, discipline. So as everyone got that, number one, reach out, create a system in your business for meaningful engagement. It could be 3 texts a day. Start there. 3 videos a day. By the way, you don't have to have a fancy video platform. I just a lot of times send videos on my phone, text them out to clients, and call. Just pick up the phone and call. It'll get easier. Number 2, outwardly express gratitude. I'm going to invite you to put love in your business plan. I know it sounds a little warm fuzzy, but I don't care. It's hardcore awesome. And when you give without attachment to results, it's like I said, a powerful thing. And here's why. People, we all, including me, need to feel appreciated. We need to feel acknowledged. We need to feel significant. Do your clients feel that from you? Because if you don't do this, 68% of people will leave us because they feel we are indifferent to the relationship, that we don't care. This is a perceived indifference. So how do we combat this? We reach out. We send a text today. Hey, I was just thinking of you. Doesn't have to, how are you checking in? Any questions on things? I haven't talked to you in 2 years. Thought I'd give you a call. There's a lot going on in the market right now. Any questions? How can I help? How can I serve? Number one, reach out. That's how we combat this indifference. And then we got to make people feel special. Surprise and delight is one of the most beautiful things, and gifting in that. So generosity can be monetary, but it also doesn't have to be epic or expensive. Thank you cards. Like, how simple is that? You know, but sometimes we get busy. We mean to write the card, right? Like, I have a stack of thank you cards right at my desk so that I can show appreciation and put it in a tangible form at any given moment. You know, how many of you, when was the last time you received a thoughtful handwritten card in the mail? It stands out. It's quite powerful. And at a time other than Christmas, when everyone else sends cards. What if you did this now? What if you wrote one card a day for the next 3 months? Nice, Kelly. Gifts. Okay, let's talk gifts. Gifts for centuries have simply been a vehicle to show the value we're placing on a relationship. And if relationships are our business, this gifts become a beautiful way to honor and acknowledge the relationship and drive referrals and loyalty if you do it right, right? So it begs a few questions. Does it matter what you give? Is there a right way to do this in business? Is there a wrong way? You know, how do we personalize when in reality, sometimes we don't know enough about a client? How do we how do we stay thoughtful without having to run around trying to figure out a gift every single time? Like, how can we scale that thoughtfulness? I think gifting is one of the most powerful and scalable forms of generosity, right? So I'm going to give you a really cool, now, obviously, hopefully, obviously, you're gifting as a closing, as a thank you there as a closing gift or a referral gift. We could talk about that. But one of the coolest things that I've ever implemented in my own business is to define my top 20%. Now, if you're new, this is your sphere, your tribe, your people, your group, your people that are advocate, you know, standing behind you in your corner, but your mom, you know, your friends that are all like rooting for you in real estate. Those are your people. But for those of us that have been in the business for a year or 2 or 3 or more, as your database grows, you want to define your top 20%. And I procrastinated this for years, and I finally wrote a list, and it turned out to be 75 people on a loose leaf sheet of paper. I wrote down my top 20%. And this was 10 years ago. And I just started loving on that group. I did little things, extra little things for them. In this particular case, I sent them a letter, I sent them a coffee on me, and I donated on their behalf. And since then, I've sent them surprise pieces of Cutco, I've sent them Yetis, I've sent them different things. That group has now grown to 300 people. And now I know the top 20% of that group and the top 25 of all time of my clients. And I try to love on them. It's incredible. What you focus on expands. What you appreciate appreciates. When you love on this tribe, why do I tell you to define your top 20%? Is because 20% of your people are going to give you 80% of your business and referrals. They'll give you your best referrals. So do you know who they are? And do they know how much you appreciate them? I'm going to give you an idea of how we can support you in this, but you could do a whole bunch of different things. There's lots of different gift ideas out there. But this is one way we can support you. Let's say you have a list of 10 top VIPs, okay? Some of you have a database, people that have just been in your corner, or people you want to nurture to be advocates. We've had a number of realtors and mortgage brokers send out single pieces of Cutco like this, and the key is out of the blue and unexpected to their top VIPs. And we send you a letter that you can personalize and message, but it's a beautiful letter that goes with the gift. For all of your support and loyalty and referrals through the year, I can't thank you enough. I imagine you might be cooking a lot more over the last few years. I know we are. This is just the beginning of your collection. They're world-class, guaranteed forever tools. And for every additional qualified referral you send my way, or as we build the relationship, I want to keep building your collection through time as a symbol of building our relationship. How cool is that? We've had realtors complete their full sets with their clients through the years. Piece or two by piece or two, as they continue to build, it becomes a reflection of the relationship. Last video I'm going to show you on this section, then we'll move into the referral pieces here. This is a gentleman that we work with, top agent. He sent out 27 knives. Now, again, you could use other gifts. These are my examples. 27 knives to his top 5-star reviewers to nurture those relationships. Check out what happened.
Hey there, Vonny. It's Taylor here. I hope that you're doing awesome. I'm going to do some math for you. So we sent out about 27 of the little knives that could, and based on my estimate, I think we've 10x'd our money in 60 days. So not all the deals are written yet, but what I'm saying is that we have almost got a 20% referral rate using this mechanism in 60 days since implementation. So that makes me feel awesome. In fact, that makes me feel like a gangster.
I cut it off right before the swear word in that song. Some video editing skills right there. All right, so bottom line, giving to your clients, your sphere, people in your life, giving value. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can be free. It can be a well-timed phone call, a text. It can be a card. It can be a care package. It can be a gift. But you can DIY it, or you can get support with it. But giving starts the receiving process. And the key is, again, no strings attached. Are you guys catching a theme here of just focusing on the activity that you're doing, putting value out there and not expecting anything in return? That's the hardest part, is not attaching. And I still do it. I identify as a barnacle. I'm telling you this. Has anyone, like Brené Brown talks about vulnerability because it's hard for her. Detaching, I'm really good at the activity. I'm really good at sitting down and showing up and doing my work, and consistent. I am. But my practice is to constantly detach from anything. It shows up, but it shows up in such different ways than you might expect. Sometimes I'll make 5, 10 calls and I'll leave 8 messages and 4 people will return my call. I don't care. I touched them. I sent value. It doesn't mean they don't like me. Da 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 da. Do you guys understand? Just put yourself out there for them, and it can feel vulnerable. Okay, finally, let's finish this off, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. Got about 10 minutes left of material, maybe less. Referrals. How many of you have felt awkward? Okay, I gotta go out of screen share. How many of you, has anyone felt awkward asking for referrals before? Yeah, right? Conditions come off. They're so excited. They love you. They're like, oh my God, thank you. And you're like, oh, I should probably ask for referrals right now. And you're like, oh, it's not about me. Oh, I'll just email. I'll send them an email. It'll be in my email signature. I'm never too busy for their referrals. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes we freeze in those moments because we think that maybe asking for referrals is about us, right? Or there's a vulnerability asking for referrals, isn't there? Because I bet you many of us are better givers than we are receivers. At least I know it took me a while to be okay with just asking, but I had to, and I had to learn to ask in a value service-oriented way. See you, bye. So referrals. Now, how many of you have received referrals without ever asking? Like sometimes they give you a referral without you asking for one. Brilliant. Where I go with that is because you're great. You did a great job. Where I go with that is how many referrals have we left off the table because we just didn't ask, or more importantly, plant the seed. So I want to share with you a little bit of a mindset and then 2 game-changing skill sets for me that became, you are worthy of referrals. And I'm a big believer that when you continue to show up for people, you can absolutely ask for referrals. Some of my strongest relationships are people that I've given lots of value to, and then I ask for support. Opening yourself up to receiving is really, really quite powerful. If you don't let them know referrals matter to you, how can they give back to you? People often want to give back. It's in our DNA to reciprocate great value, great service. You know, if you don't ask, okay, so here's a mindset shift. If you don't ask for referrals, or at some point let them know that you can serve their people, they might not even think of it when they have people. But could their people that they care most about end up working with somebody else who does not have their best interests at heart like you do? So what if you asking for referrals is also for them and about the people that they care about? Remember that. So there's a way to ask that you need to practice, in my mind, that I practiced way back in the day. I had to practice my ask to get good at it, because otherwise it was awkward. Your ask has to be authentic. It has to be yours. So practice behind the scenes, maybe launching off these words. I always I practice everything. Pros practice. You know, Gina, is there anyone, oh my gosh, I can't believe we've known each other for a year and we're having this great chat, or is there, I have never asked you for referrals. And it's how I build my business. And so I have a question for you. Is there anyone in your circle, friends, family, neighbors, that might be looking for support in real estate that I could help, that you'd feel comfortable introducing me to? It's okay to ask, but just practice that a little bit so it rolls off your tongue. Does that make sense, everyone? And then if you're still a little awkward with the ask, that's okay. Plant the seed on the front end. That's all you need to do, because planting the seed, I think, is the most powerful thing. I did it every single time on every single presentation I did. And I could tell you that story, but I'll tell you about Tom's story instead. He's a realtor in Toronto. He's one of our clients, top agent, one of the top 1% in his brokerage or in Canada. He has an 86% referral-based business, repeat referral, okay? Strong business. Last 2 years ago, he added this one sentence to his buying and listing presentation and increased his referral business by 46% that year alone. All he does, and all he did, is he added this one part to his listing and buying presentation after he learned what was important, what mattered to the client first. He just shared with them, hey, thank you for sharing what's most important to you, your dream transaction, what you want to get, you know, how we want to do this. I'm going to go to work for you. We're going to do our best here, given the market conditions, whatever, right? Thank you for sharing. One thing I want to share with you is referrals. My main goal, I have built my business through referral. Or you, if you're new, you could say, my goal is to build a referral-based business. People that have been referring me, that trust me to help their friends and family. So my main goal is to do such a great job for you that you can't help but refer me to your family and friends. And I want to earn that trust. So let's get going. Just plant the seed, because then they know, wow, this is how I could give back to Tom when I want to. Make sense, guys? So in summary, and then I'll just chat for a couple minutes on the Cutco gifts. Reach out, okay? Set a goal today and every day if you can. One a day if you're not doing it consistently. Just one text a day, takes 30 seconds. Send a video, make a quick call, just do it. Get over that hump. And if you're already doing it, do 5. You know, reach out authentically, outwardly express gratitude. Start your VIP list, or make a list of the people you want to show up for in a special way, your top 20% this year, right? Referrals become easy. Practice your ask and begin to plant the seed. It was the easiest way for me to get better with referrals. That to me is a return on relationship, which is the highest ROI in real estate. And last thing I want to share, they have to remember you, don't they, to refer you. One of the top reasons people don't come back to the realtor is that perceived indifference that I talked about. The other one of the main reason is they forget our names. They forget 86% of people intend to use the realtor. Something like 9% remember your name after 2 years. And it's not personal. We just forget things. Oh my gosh, my realtor was amazing. What was his name again? And they just can't recall. So where we went with this is, what if your gifts could help? Not only show gratitude and generosity, which is powerful in and of itself, and something that they'll use daily forever, right? What if your gift could help them remember you and the experience? Because when we came into the industry, 90% of gifts, we found realtors were spending the money on gifts, baskets, gift cards, bottles of wine, dinner out, right? Those are great, you guys. Home Depot gift cards, local goods, those are great. But 90% of gifts are consumed immediately. You give it, they like it, they eat it, drink it, spend it, it's gone, there's nothing left. So we wanted to get you something that people would use daily forever, and be a reflection of the relationship, would be a constant reminder of the experience, commemorative. And that's why we partnered with Cutco. Cutco is like the Yeti of kitchen knives, or a Ferrari or Tesla of kitchen knives. They're super high end, for those of you that don't know. They're guaranteed, the only knives in the world that are guaranteed beyond a lifetime. So the quality of it is why we do it. And there's not many products people can use daily forever. And I'll show you, actually, for those of you that don't know Cutco, they're like, I've cut over 2,000 pennies with these Cutco scissors, or 3,000, I don't even know. And they keep cutting. The quality it's so classy. It's world class. So what we did for realtors is we took certain Cutco items, the most popular, so that you can feel confident gifting these to anybody, whether they cook or not. They will use them and they will love them. We put them in packages between 80 to 300 right in there, so you can pick and choose gifts according to your budget. And then we have the ability, as you can see, to custom engrave your logo with gratitude, your name in a classy way, right on the product itself, right on the blade, or we can personalize to the client's name if you like for a little extra cost. And what this does keeps you top of mind forever in the kitchen, where everybody creates amazing memories and their friends and family are there, and it's a conversation piece. Hey, where did you get that? These are amazing. One of our clients tracked 4 deals from a conversation that started about the knives, the gift, at a dinner party he was at. But your gift is there and it's always there, right? The second thing it does is create a system for you. And here's what I mean by that. We all need systems in our business, don't we? Because these gifts work for a lot of people, they're universal and unique. We set you up with a small supply of gifts, like a 6-month or year supply. We ship it to you up front so you guys have it on hand. And we bill you, if you like, over time, so it's easy on cash flow. So you have what you need up front for closing gift, referral gift, silent auction donation, VIP surprise gift. You grab it, go give it, it's done. Make sense? It's just in place. Okay, so in summary, all of our gifts range from 80 to 300. From pizza cutters, you can gift with pizza on move-in day, right? Or a pizza kit. This is the Cutco spreader. Thanks for spreading the word. So cheesy, but so fun. It's our top referral gift. Imagine giving that with bagels and cream cheese from a local bakery instead of a $100 gift card for a successful referral. Starts their collection. This here is that little knife that Taylor talked about. I have so many clients that put this knife in with their charcuterie board, or in our gratitude box. The knife, we ship you a gratitude box with the knife of your choice in there, and you add wine or olive oil if they don't drink. We highly recommend sharp knives and alcohol. Great pairing. Really, really, really highly recommend. Just give it with a Band-Aid, you're good to go. You can present the gift beautifully. We do custom wood boards as well. And you can pair those with a knife or two, and then 2-piece packages, double the impact. Really, really popular. Okay, I'm going to end with 2 special things for you guys. So I need you to grab your phones, and then we'll open it up for Q&A if you have some questions. So grab your phones if you don't mind, because everybody who texts me right now, and it's going to be, the chances are going to be so good for you guys. It's so great. Everybody who texts me is going to get in a draw to win a famous accessory piece of Cutco. Okay, so don't text me quite yet. I'll give you some instructions for your text, but just grab your phone and put me in your phone, open your texting app, pop me in there. It's Vonny. There's my number, my cell, my direct cell. 403-804-2603. I think brokers, office managers should be able to enter the contest, but that's totally up to you, Gina. Vonny, 403-804-2603. Okay, everyone got me in their phones? Thumbs up. Just my phone number is still on the screen there, just if you need a minute. I know I always go too fast through this part. Luciano, Rodine, Laura, make sure we put me in your phone, Kelly there, Whitney. Okay, so to get in the draw, and by the way, I'm going to send you referral scripts. Text me your name and email, and I'll send you, you'll get in the draw, we'll send you referral scripts, okay? Now, if you're interested in the gifts though, you want more information on the gifts, pricing, you possibly want to look at ordering gifts, put your name and email. Thank you, everybody. I see text coming. Put your name and email. Add the word sharp if you're interested in the gifts. That'll indicate to me to follow up with you. I'll get you all the information you need on the gifts. We might hop on Zoom, grab a quick call. I'm going to help you. So text me your name and email. You get in the draw, and referral scripts. Add the word sharp if you're interested in the gifts or curious about those. And then number of deals you have ahead of you, whether it's 0, 2, 3, 10. So Vonny, email, or Kelly, your email, sharp if you're interested in the gifts, number of deals. I know that's a lot to put, but name and sharp's good too. And I thought anybody that does order gifts today or tomorrow from this group, even with the recording, we'll do the draw, by the way, we'll do it tomorrow so that, and I'll film it. But anybody that ends up placing a gift order today or tomorrow that needs our help, I want to buy you a piece of Cutco to say thank you to you. So just as a little bonus. Okay. All right. Okay, back over to you, Gina. Sorry, I went a couple minutes over there, but I wanted to get all that in.
Oh, that's great. You know what? I was thinking as you were talking, and I don't know if maybe anybody else, either who's on today or maybe even from the recording, has had a scenario that you might be able to provide some tips on. So
Sure.
let's say you haven't been a great person at doing those reach outs.
Yeah,
And
totally.
you feel like there is just so much time maybe that has passed that you can't get past your own head of, God, this is so awkward. I should have done this so long ago.
Yeah.
But you want to start, that you kind of want to turn over a new leaf and start. Do you have any tips around that part of it? Things that have been neglected for such a long time that it just feels tremendously awkward to initiate it.
Yeah, I've had that question before. So if you're feeling that, or that's the case in your business, I think that's very normal to feel that way or to have let that. I think first of all, we have to shed the guilt. And the fact, so yes, maybe you have neglected it, and you feel bad about it. I mean, I guess you could be kind of transparent, call people, hey, I last couple of years have been so crazy and I apologize. I have not kept in touch the way I wanted to. You could own it like that. For me, I think that would be the way I would do it, because I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm kind of transparent that way. And I think authenticity is the best. And they go, oh my gosh, no, like, I'm so glad. I mean, the other way you could do it is you could start with an email to your client base and say, hey, so much is going on in the market. I want to let you know that I'll be reaching out. I think now is a really good time to be reaching out because there's so much going on. So if you have any questions, prep them. You're going to hear from me personally. You could do that, or you could call them up and say, I'm reaching out to, you don't even say anything about the past. You just drop it and you go, hey, it's been a couple of years, or it's been 3 years, it's been 4 years. How are you guys? I wanted to get back in touch. I'm reaching out to all my clients right now because there's so much going on in the market. So make it service oriented, whatever you do, and value adding. And I think actually the best thing in that scenario is to have something that you're going to send them. Have something, or you say, hey, I'm updating. I want to send my value newsletter, which has a lot of tips in it, or are you getting my emails? Or like, I want to make sure that we're in more of a communication going forward because there's lots going on in the market. Like, show up with something to send them. Tom's story is actually, I don't know why it's always Tom's story, because I look up to him so much. He sent video CMAs. Like, he sent personalized videos through a platform called BombBomb. But I think you could just do it on your phone and text, say, hey, I'm reaching out right now. I know it's been a while, but I'm doing quick market evaluations for everybody on my database. So just so you know the value of your real estate investment, I want to touch base. So I think the point is create a reason to call, something you're going to send them, something you're going to do for them. So it's not just this, hey, how are you? It's been 4 years. Crickets. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, just have a reason. Maybe it's home show tickets. Maybe it's, and I think be real with it. Say, I haven't been in as much touch as I wanted to. It's been crazy, and I know no excuses, but I wanted to check in. I'm checking in with all my clients right now. Does that help?
It does, actually, because I think the piece that resonated for me anyway was two things. One, get over myself or thyself, right? Making this about them. And when you said, well, they might not even, some people might not even go, oh, it's been 4 years? Geez. Maybe us as agents make a little bit more
of a deal of it
than perhaps the recipient of the call or the reach out.
Yeah.
So that might be part of it. And I love the just owning it. If you genuinely feel maybe from the conversation that It is sort of a, oh, wow, isn't this interesting? It's been 4 years since I've heard from you kind of feeling. Just owning it,
Yeah.
that sort of genuineness will probably go a long way in kind of rebuilding that relationship. So I like that. Thank you.
I think so. Great way to put it.
Hmm.
Did
Did anybody else have any other questions for Vonny while we got her ear?
Do we have something in the chat?
Oh,
Or
let me
sorry,
just
notification.
check.
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
I put my phone number in case people, yeah, I think everyone
Oh,
texted.
okay, good.
It's great, but just in
Oh,
case.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Love it. Love it.
That's in my face.
Yeah, Rodine, and yeah, just there's my number in there just in case. But yeah, any other questions on reaching out, gifting, referrals?
Kelly's just all smiles today.
I love Kelly's energy. Kelly and I are
Yeah,
Kelly for having your video. Smiling
sure.
the whole time.
It's the cold medication.
Yeah, right? Are you sick? Oh no. Oh no. That's no fun. How many of you are going to reach out to a client today? At least one.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Awesome. Okay.
No, that was a really good take on it, and you have a very genuine, nice way of kind of presenting things and sort of giving those, even just sometimes the verbiage, right, helps of hearing someone else and how they would present something, and then I think everybody needs to kind of take it as their own. You can't ever repeat, somebody else's personality, but I think there's some really good nuggets in that, Vonny, and I really appreciate that.
Thanks, Gina. And I'll see you guys again in April sometime, I think it is. We're doing just a quick 8-minute thing or something, but on gifting. But thank you so much for having me. It really does mean a lot. I never take it for granted, no matter, whether there's 300 people on or 5 people on or 20 people on. It just really is a nice thing to be able to bring value to you guys. And I really like the intimate group actually too. So thanks. And I'll be in touch here right away.
Thank you so much, Vonny. We really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll make sure that we post this recording for all of our agents that hopefully are somewhere sunny on a beach right now for March break. So
sounds good, Gina. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye now. Bye, everybody. I hope you have a great day.
Bye, Gina.